Hey there, my friend. This is Dr. Anthony Balduzzi, founder here at the Fit Father Project and the Fit Mother Project. And my team and I, we want to help you reach your 2020 health and fitness goals. We want to make sure that whatever you want to create with your body, your health, and your energy, that you have the tools, the resources, and the support you need to succeed. And I genuinely mean that. And that's why in shooting a couple of these videos at the beginning of the new year, we want to talk about some important topics as it relates to goal setting, New Year's resolutions, and how we can actually ensure you succeed. And my team challenged me to come up with a list of 10 things that I think are the most important things that most people can focus on in the new year as it relates to bringing in greater health, muscle building, fat loss, and energy. So I've come up with that list and I want to share it with you in today's video. And I want to preface this before we get into number one on this list, is that I'm not saying that you need to necessarily do every single 10 one of these things. But I do feel that all 10 of these are very important. And the one that jumps out to you from this video that you feel like, man, that's the one I know intuitively I need to start working on, that's the one I challenge you to take action on. So let's get into the list. The first thing I want people to know here in the new year is that sleep and nutrition are the foundation of your health plan. So many people, when it comes to New Year's resolutions, think about exercise, because we still think that we need to exercise off calories to lose weight and that we need to get into the gym for hours to see results. I'm not saying that workouts aren't important, they are. And we're going to talk about some strategies in this video, but I'll tell you what's more important: getting your body restful sleep. If you feel like right now, you know your sleep is suboptimal, then metabolically speaking, that is setting yourself up to fail, because no diet and no workout is going to work for you if your body's in a sleep deprived, aka stressed state. The research is very clear. They put two groups on diets. One group sleeps adequately, one group doesn't. Guess what happens? The group that sleeps, they lose more weight. And the group that doesn't sleep, not only do they lose less weight, they lose weight from muscle mass, not from fat. Sleep is our body's restorative mechanism. It helps regulate our blood sugar, all our key metabolism hormones. When we miss sleep, everything else gets screwed up. So if you know sleep's your thing, make sleep your thing. And if that's the only resolution you make, to really look at your sleep, look at your evening routine, and do everything you can do to fix that, that could be the best thing you do with your health in 2020. I mean that. Now, when it comes to the nutrition side, I love to say this: you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. I don't care how long you spend on the treadmill or what kind of workouts you're doing. If your nutrition is jacked up, you're eating the wrong kinds of foods and the wrong amount of calories, whether your goal is building muscle, you're eating too few, or it's losing fat, you're eating too many, you're not going to see the results you want. So two things, and we have very in-depth nutrition videos here on our channels. We'll link those below in the description, where I'm literally on camera showing you exactly what to eat. And we have free meal plans linked below. We'll send them straight to your email. The two things I want to leave you with in this nutrition point are the first one. I hope for you this year that you can create a simple meal timing setup that works for you. I want you to know when you're eating throughout the day. Just have the structure. Forget about the foods for a second, but whether you choose to try an intermittent fasting meal timing setup where you skip breakfast, you have lunch around noon, a snack around 3, dinner around 7, that might work great. Or maybe you love breakfast and you know that you're eating at 8, noon, 3, and 7. One of these simple meal timing setups. It doesn't matter to me which one you choose, but it does matter to me that you know one and you have a plan. Because nutrition, the biggest thing is making it proactive instead of reactive. And if you don't have a plan, guess what? You're going to get hungry, you're going to go to cravings, you're going to get bad foods because you didn't prepare ahead of time. Meal timing setups are almost as important, if not more important, than the foods you're specifically eating. The second thing I urge you to do is get your hydration on point. To drink more water, to drink more organic green tea, to drink more high quality fluids, because if we're hydrating properly throughout the day, we're going to be less hungry, more energized, and less likely to turn to all the crappy things that we do in our lives when we're not hydrated and our energy's not there, aka turning to sugar and things like that. It is a symptom of not being hydrated well, and hydration, especially if you're going to lose weight, is going to keep you full. So meal timing setups, hydration. The second thing on this list of the 10 most important things here in the new year is that I want you to write your goals down to make them concrete. So many people make the mistake of leaving their goals in the abstract. Like, I want to get healthy this year. What does that actually mean for you? And how can we take that abstract idea and make it concrete? Like, I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 45 days. Or I'm going to train for 60 days so I can do that Spartan race with my friend. Make it very, very specific and write it down. There was a very famous old Harvard goals study where they basically looked at a bunch of Harvard graduates, people who are very smart, and they looked at the people who are making the most money after 10 years versus the rest of them. And one of the main differences they found between the two, using money in this instance as a sign of success, was that the people who succeeded at the highest level, they wrote their goals down and they printed them out. It is a powerful practice. It takes something from the mental world and brings it into the physical world. And if you print that out and you put it all around your environment, then you can actually have that goal in front of mind. And when you see your goal all the time, what it's doing is actually programming your subconscious mind. So when it comes to that time where you feel like you have that food craving and you're like, oh man, I want to eat that hamburger, or I'll just have one soda, it's not going to hurt. Your brain will be primed to make the right decision. Your willpower is going to be increased because that goal is running constantly in the background of your mind. You are not just your conscious mind. You have a subconscious mind, and we want to allow that to work for you, not against you. Write your goals down, make them specific, and I would also suggest you make them shorter term. Don't write a goal for 2020, write a goal for the next 90 days. Treat your year, your whole year of 2020, as 4 quarters. You have quarter 1 right now, January to March. That's your year. It's 90 days. Master that. We'll reset our goals in 90 days. It's a really useful tip. The third thing is I want you to understand that when it comes to your health and fitness, your home is your temple. Please allow me to repeat that. Your home, your household, your dwelling, that is your temple. All of your health habits and routines are centered in the soil of that temple. The cleaner and better that we can keep your home, the better environment that you are literally growing in 2020 that's going to help you thrive. And on a very basic level, if there's chips and cookies in the pantry, you're going to eat them. If there are negative people in your household, they're going to rub off on you. If there's things that are distracting around your house, they're going to affect you. So my question for you is this: how, in which ways in 2020 can you make your temple better and more supportive for your goals? Obviously, plastering your goals around the house would be a good idea. More positive messages. Buy some plants, get some greenery around. Change your lighting up so you're using more natural lights. Get the TV out of the bedroom. Things like this are very important, and we don't think they relate to our fitness, but they absolutely do. It absolutely affects how you eat the next day, how long you were on the phone the day before. It's affecting your dopamine levels in your brain, which is then going to in turn affect the kind of food you crave the next day. Everything is related. And this is a big message of these videos I've been sharing, is we got to stop thinking of our health and fitness as one domain of our lives. It is the foundation of how we move and operate our bodies well so that everything else in life works beautifully. And this home and this temple is there. So if there's clutter in home, clean it up, and you're also going to find that's going to help you live aligned. And if you've experienced this yourself, either on the pro side, you did this and you saw benefit, or the con side below, comment below and let me know about it. I'd love to hear your story. Fourth thing is to simplify your life and remove the clutter. Certainly physically when we talked about purifying your temple, but in all areas of life. When it comes to nutrition in particular, we know how important it is. Nutrition is essentially a series of decisions that you make throughout your day on what you choose to put into your mouth. Now, obviously, sometimes there are times when we're strapped for resources, we don't have healthy food available, we can't afford it. I understand those. Those are definitely circumstances. In other cases, when we do have choices, nutrition is a series of choices. And we know that there's a thing out there called decision fatigue. The more decisions we make, the more fatigued our willpower makes. So, for example, you have a very stressful day of work and you're making a lot of decisions, you're dealing with a lot of fires, and you come home, you are much more likely to eat the cookies. And when your phone, those notifications are going off all day long and you're responding to this and responding to that, that is mental clutter that makes you less stable up here, less healthy up here, and it's going to impact how you eat and how you move. It's going to impact your motivation to get into the gym. It's going to impact the quality of your sleep at night. Let's get rid of the clutter. What might that mean? Well, tip number 5, taking a fast and a break from social media for a little bit. This new year is a beautiful time to focus on you, to take that powerful consciousness that lives inside of you, and instead of letting it leak out on wasting things outside of you, turn that lens inward. Focus on yourself and get rid of some of the distractions. Maybe hop off social media for a while. Could be a really good thing. And certainly as it relates to brain chemistry, we know that if you're on these social media platforms all the time, it's affecting your dopamine and your serotonin levels. It's affecting how you feel about yourself, which is obviously going to affect the food you're eating, how well your sleep is, and we know those are the foundation. Next thing, number 6, I want you to move and eat more consciously this year. What does it mean to move consciously? Well, it means when you're moving your arm, you're thinking about moving your arm. You're experiencing what it's like to move your arm. When you're walking, you're feeling your feet on the ground. When you're eating, you're tasting your food. When you're breathing, you're experiencing the breath come through your body. You're experiencing the expansion and the contraction. And this sounds simple and something that may be easily dismissed, but it's probably the most important thing possible. You've probably heard the concept that life essentially is the eternal now. We are always in this now moment. Past was past, future will yet to happen, but it's always going to be this now slice. And so when we're doing things as it relates to our health and fitness, we get so much more engaged with what we're doing when we're consciously enjoying it. I'll tell you this, you probably know there's a way that you could certainly walk on a treadmill without really paying attention to what you're doing, or you could be inside your body experiencing what it's like to move your body, and the latter is going to be a lot more enjoyable for you, and you're going to get greater benefit from it. As it relates to your food, there's very clear research on this. People who consciously eat, who taste their food, who eat slower, eat fewer calories, a lot fewer calories, up to 25% fewer calories, which over the course of all 2020, if you ate 25% fewer calories, you could lose 50 to 100 pounds. Yeah, let that sink in for a little bit. Consciously eating your food, which means when you're eating, eat slowly, chew, aid your digestion, keep the phone away, keep the TV away. In fact, I did a segment a couple years ago on the fact that at restaurants, there are quote unquote fat tables, where if you sit there and it's in the dark and it's near a TV, you eat 25% more calories automatically. It's because all these forces are operating in our unconscious and our subconscious all the time, and now we need to bring them to the conscious. We need to enjoy and feel our bodies. So a simple exercise is, if you've never tried meditation before, try a meditation walk. Get on the beach, walk in the grass, get outside barefoot. Feel what it feels like to walk. Feel what it feels like to do that bicep curl with full focus. Feel what it feels like to breathe and eat more slowly this year. It's going to help your digestion and your calorie intake and your health. Next thing, number 7 on this list, is to do micro workouts. This whole fitness culture, and I think it's largely because of the marketing and people selling different things, has made the idea of a workout into a very rigid concept. A workout is something that takes 30 to 45 minutes, requires equipment, and you need to do it as a session. Now, I'm a guy who also sells workout programs. I'm a big fan of workouts. We have amazing workouts, but I think it's a mistake to think that's the only paradigm that works as it relates to your fitness. The concept of micro workouts is essentially that look at your whole day. We're looking at it through conscious movement. If you can sprinkle and pepper in movement throughout the entire day, you're winning. So imagine what it's like. You're at the office, you're working, you work for 50 minutes, you get up and you do 30 air squats, and then you go back to work. 2 hours later, you get up, you take a walk around the block outside in the sun, doing some deep breathing. 2 hours later, you do some more work, you get up and you do 15 push-ups on the floor. At the end of the day, you've essentially done a workout. You've done air squats, you've walked, you've done push-ups, maybe you took the stairs instead of the elevator, maybe you parked your car farther away. You accumulated daily movement, and that is not insignificant. Daily movement is more important than formal exercise when it comes to losing weight and living healthier. The longest living cultures, these centenarians who live in these blue zones across the world, they don't do formal workouts, they don't have P90X DVDs. What they do have is activity all throughout the day. It's baked into their lives. So if you feel like you're the kind of person who's just too busy and you don't have the time to work out, do micro workouts. Squats, burpees, push-ups, jumping jacks, walking around your office, all of these things count. And look at, if you start doing this every single day, when we look at a week worth of exercise, you can accumulate a lot of movement. And yes, that's calories burned, but it's more than just that. We know that when you do micro workouts after having a meal, your body actually processes those carbs, those fats, and those proteins better. It improves your insulin sensitivity. A lot of great things happen. So it's actually helping you on a metabolic and physical level, as well as burning calories, as well as you're getting your body moving. And I promise you this, when you start incorporating micro workouts into your work, when you break up those periods of prolonged sitting, you're actually going to be more productive and more energized. Do micro workouts. I think this is such a cool idea. We're going to shoot a full video on this in the next few days. Now, next thing is, in the new year, I want you to get an accountability partner. Because look, humans, we are social creatures. We don't do anything alone. You were born with a father and a mother. Takes two to tango. And I think the same thing here with our actual goals is how can we get a partner with us who wants to walk alongside of us, add a social aspect to it, hold our feet to the fire when things get tough, and be someone we can lean on. Because oftentimes, if we're really honest with ourselves, we're willing to let ourselves down on our own. We're willing to not trust our own words sometimes. We're willing to skimp for us. But sometimes when there's someone else on the line, when we're doing it for our kids, or we know that our partner's watching and we want to really show up for him or her, then that gives us that extra motivation that transcends us. So that's what an accountability partner can do for you. Now, I have one. His name's Akshay Nanavati. He runs an incredible company called Fearvana. I would Google that. He's got a great book on Amazon, 5 stars. He is one of the toughest guys I know. We have a meeting every Thursday morning where we meet for 30 minutes. We talk about our week plan. We talk about how our fitness went, how the relationships in our lives went, how our business goals went. We keep each other accountable every Thursday morning. Where is your accountability partner in 2020? Whether it's someone you go to the gym or someone you have a 30-minute call with, find someone who's as dedicated as you to making this year great and check in with them regularly. Give yourself that structure. It is a true gift. It's absolutely incredible. Next thing on this list is, to use a little Socrates quote, is to know thyself and thy weaknesses and plan for them. I added in that last bit, Socrates, but trust me, it gets better. When it comes to our nutrition in particular, so many of us feel like we trip up because we ate the cookies or the ice cream, and that's foods that we crave. Look, I've been doing this health and fitness stuff for over 2 decades now. The cravings, they get better, but they never completely go away. There's times when I crave foods after a long day or stuff like this, but what I do differently than most people is I plan ahead for those cravings. I get the things, the foods that are actually still healthy that will satisfy those cravings. I always have some dark chocolate in the house. I always have these so delicious low sugar coconut ice cream bars. So if I know that I have a little sweet tooth today, I indulge it with a 100-calorie dairy-free low sugar coconut ice cream bar that actually tastes amazing. It's pre-planned. I have my environment, my temple of my home booby-trapped with this stuff. So what are the things that you love? And how can you get a healthier substitute that's in there? And know your weaknesses and plan around those. So we obviously talked about some around food. If you love cookies, get a healthy, gluten-free, lower sugar cookie. And you know you have 2 of them and that satisfies that craving and it was only 200 calories. Not a big deal, right? But if you didn't have that planned, you can go down a rabbit hole where you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I ate the whole box of Oreos again. Don't go there, right? So when it comes to your exercise, know your weaknesses. Maybe you bail on the gym because, the traffic's bad at 5 and you're tired after work. So maybe you have an accountability partner who's meeting your butt at the gym at 5 p.m., someone you're not going to be late for. Know your weaknesses and plan for them accordingly. And this goes all throughout the rest of your life. You can use this kind of thought process and apply it to every area of your life you want to improve. Simple little fix, a little proactive plan, you're going to succeed a lot more. And number 10, we shot a video on this already, and we've already released it this year, is to find your deep motivation. There is not a single diet or workout that's going to work for you long term unless you know why it is absolutely essential and imperative that you live healthier in 2020. And yes, it's probably based in your physical changes. You want to grow this part of your body or shrink that or lose some weight, and that's amazing. But this health stuff is so much deeper than just the physical. It's your energy, it's your spirituality, it's your ability to be productive at work, to be a great spouse or friend, to have amazing relationships, to be able to accomplish these things you want to do. And trust me, when you're 80, if you have a body that can move and be fluid, you can still enjoy the world. Or you can be crippled on 15 medications in a wheelchair on your deathbed. The choice really is ours. And that's what's at stake here with our health. So once you start to get clear for you, what are the reasons in 2020 that are going to help you stay healthy? For me, when I was 9 and my dad died at 42 years young, I saw that and I made a promise that that was not going to happen to me. Then I was going to figure out how to eat healthy and exercise, and I was going to help other families get healthy. That is my motivation. I'm not just chasing a better body, and certainly I want to improve things. I'm doing this because I have a bedrock of passion that transcends all of that. So for you in 2020, why is this essential for you? How is your health affecting all areas of your life? And even as important, if you don't make the changes and you find yourself back on our channel in 2021 and you're still fat, sick, frustrated, and you haven't reached your goals, what is the pain that's introduced in your life because of that? What'd you miss out on? And are you willing to tolerate that this year? The choice is yours. And ultimately, I want you to do that reflection. So Those are 10 things. They're very important. And notice we didn't talk about kale or chicken breast or tofu or veganism or carnivore diets, because that stuff is not as important as these 10. I firmly believe that. And I believe that based on my personal experience and the experience of helping literally tens and thousands of families. Now, if this is your first time here to our Fit Father Project and Fit Mother Project YouTube channels, subscribe. We have stuff like this, literally hundreds of videos just like this. And in the description, we have actionable meal plans and workouts for muscle building and fat loss. They're free. We'll send them straight to your email. And if you're super motivated and you want our team to be your accountability partners, then we have our Fit Father and Fit Mother Project programs linked below. They're absolutely incredible. We'll help you in that capacity as well. But whether you ever spend a dime on our programs, I want you to take one of these 10 things, implement into your life. Comment below. Let me know what you think is your commitment after watching this video. I would seriously love to hear from you. Blessings to you and your family in 2020. Go forth, kick butt. I truly mean it when I say I wish you get everything you want, and these 10 things are going to help you get there. I'll see you on the inside, my friend.
FitFatherProject.com